Hi, I'm Don Bodan from SampleLibraryReview.com, and today we're going to be checking out the Vital Series sticks from Vir2 Instruments. Vir2 has been focusing on these Vital Series instruments, which are really utilitarian, great sample sets, and this is probably the one I'm the most excited about. I got it a couple weeks ago, and I've been using it quite a bit. This is a sample set, really, of different kinds of sticks, brushes, pencils, all hit on a whole bunch of different kind of material to give you all kinds of different little ticks and talks. Library downloads is 2.5 gigabytes. The sample set is percussive stick strikes. You got 32 different stick types, 20 sound surfaces, for a total of 80 different sounds, and they're very deep sampled. You've got left and right hand samples. These are dry stereo samples with 5 velocity layers and 26 round robins. All the instruments come in one easy to navigate patch, and it is a contact player instrument, meaning it's compatible with both the full and free version of Contact. Loads right into your Libraries tab. Everything is fully complete control and machine integrated. Vital Series sticks sales for $199.95. Be sure to include a link to take you straight over to Big Fish Audio's Vir2 Vital Series sticks page, as well as over to our sample library review page, where we'll have all the demos and any other reviews we find around the web. Got Vital Series already loaded up and registered in Contact. It's got one NKI, so everything is in this one interface. And as you notice, the first thing, they opted for the big boy interface. Now, with something like this, I can actually see how that's useful. I actually have a bit of a, a pet peeve maybe about the big boy interface. I think it just takes up so much real estate. If I'm working on a laptop or something, it just can be killing me. Oh my goodness. But let's check out what this has to offer. Got 4 banks, basically, modules. Each have on, off, and it shows where this is C1 through B1. So if I go down here to the keyboard, you'll see we've got, here's C1. And the thing that I really like about this, you can see as we move over those, hover over those keys, you've got left and right. And these are soft mallets on cardboard. So by clicking right here, we're able to go through all of our samples with what they're hitting, what they're striking, and what they're striking it with. So you can see we got pencils on coffee cups, broomstick on broomstick, cardboard tube, a drumstick. The other thing you notice is when you click on it, it gives you a preview of the sound, which is really nice. I kind of like this steel brush. So let's go ahead and let's stick with that for right now. And clicking on this navigates you back to the main, and you've got volume, pan, attack controls, which will be important as I've been playing around with it. And then you've got this sequencer with the ability to change pan, pitch, and velocity. Velocity is what we're going to stick with for now. And what you'll notice is we've got these different banks. So each of these banks we can program with something a little different, or at least, why isn't it letting me change it? Here we go. So as you can see, we could do, and looks like we've got 10 banks that we could manipulate. The only thing is all of the banks use a universal for your rate and steps. So, for instance, if I change everything to quarters while I'm in scene 1, then all of my banks are now changed. Okay, so we got a little feel of how it works. Let's just go ahead and check out how some of these instruments sound, different striking. Let's go ahead to the C, this C3 through B3. This is the cool rods. And even though it's a very consistent in its sequencing there, what I do here is very nice use of round robins. Sounds very natural to me. And if you can't read that, we've gone through cool rods on metal bucket, putty stick, soft mallet, and now we're with steel brush 1, and steel brush 2, steel brush 3. And with this one, let's go ahead and play a little bit with some of these master effects down here. We've got an equalizer. We've got a transient. Delay. And our verb. We've got a little selection here. And so there's also got a swing right here. And that's universal, it looks like, for everything. So this is a master effect. So everything you're running on your different modules here is going to be running through these effects. So let's turn them all off and check out some more of these sample sets. Here's the classic cajon brush on pie tin. The only thing I would say right now as a critique is it would have been nice if they see how this is one that I've manipulated here, but all of them load up with this constant velocity 16th notes. It would have been great if they just loaded up with a bunch of defaults that would give you something to kind of play with that might inspire you to get in and manipulate a little bit, almost like, having 10 presets for each of these. Because here's playing with the pan. So as you can tell, you can really take this out to create something very different. And I believe we might be able to copy from one. Nope. Copy and paste. No. Copy. Paste. That's too bad. I was hoping we could copy from one module and paste over to another module. What we can do is reset, which is unfortunate. Because it would have been nice to have been able to copy and paste across modules. So we got velocity, pan, and pitch. And let's check out some more of these. Sheet metal. A little bit of machine gun quality to that one, I think. So one thing that I am a huge fan of Vital Sticks already is just the ability to use it to kind of break up to time, subdivide, give you something different, and a whole tool based around just these little bitty clicks and clacks and slaps and what you might normally think of as clocks, tick-tocks, and whatnot. So that's what I've been using it for. Yeah, like something like this one here. I think I even used that in the last trailer pitch was working on. So one way we might be able to do something with this be to have a couple different instruments with a similar kind of sound. So it would go to G1 down here. Nope, right here. Gotta set this one up to 16th notes. And it's nice that we have the ability to go to 30 seconds. 32 steps, excuse me. Because we could really add a little bit more info for the listener. Like this, for instance. So that's just with the two patterns, similar patterns. One is a simple 2-bar phrase. The other one's a 4-bar phrase. And it gives us just enough variation that gives our listener a little more enjoyment. Yeah, so I think that covers most of the basics of the functionality, just kind of checking it out. I've been using it for, I don't know, maybe a week and a half, and I'm really digging it. I really love the quality of the samples. The only thing I'd have to say is that, upon using it now, thinking about not being able to copy and paste across modules, that's a little disappointing. But as you can see, I was able to kind of know what I was doing with 32, copying the same feel and idea of a 16-step over to a 32 just to kind of mimic the accents and whatnot. So it's not going to terribly slow me down. The other thing that I do have to say is I'm really glad that there is an attack movement feature, because some of these sample sets, even though they're consistent from pool, meaning that all of our wood, metal, brush on wood drawer samples have an attack in a similar place. Once you start to use them in your piece, you may need to move your attack a little bit to get it to actually hit on your downbeat if you want it to be flush on your MIDI grid. The way that I've actually been using it is not doing that, and actually moving my notes on the grid over to get my grooves to line up with my MIDI map instead of cutting off my early sound before the harshness of an attack. So that's just a quick look really at Vital Series sticks. I think that what Vir2 is doing with these Vital Series lines is really important. There's not anything that makes it so much of a hybrid instrument. It's more of a specific tool to get a sample set here. Here's some effects. Yes, you could take it out further and further. And maybe there's ways I'm not thinking about using it that you have. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. What other ways do you think you might be able to use or manipulate a library like this? And is this something you're interested in? Please comment in the description below. Always love your support. Please like, share, and subscribe. And be sure to head over to samplelibraryreview.com for the latest news, reviews, and our weekly deals page.